Hi there, welcome to virtual indoor cycling. Jump on, flip in, saddle up. Make sure you've got plenty of water. We're gonna get sweaty today in this 45-minute ride. We're setting out at about 80 RPMs. Take a moment. It always takes me about 1 minute to just like get my hands right, get my hips right, get my feet right. For the majority of this ride, you have 6 body parts connected to your equipment. 2 hands, 2 hips, 2 feet. And so we just want to make sure we're comfortable as we head out onto the road together. This ride just has 2 stages. Each stage begins with a climb, a nice good hill, and it culminates in breathless intervals at the top. I'm starting us out in reduced mode, and it seems like the lights on the bike are just gonna be a little bit bouncy, so I'm gonna turn those lights off so it doesn't seem distracting. I'm gonna start us out today with a quote. The quote from the Dali Lama, who was quoting the Buddha. And it goes like this. Some of the most wise words you can say are, I don't know. And some of the most ignorant words you can say are, I don't want to know. So there's a lot we don't know, and the older I get, the more I know how much I don't know. So today, there are 2 places in this ride where I'm going to ask you to go to a place that you are unfamiliar with, a place where you challenge your own assumptions. You do something that you thought you couldn't do because you just don't know. You haven't been there before. Those will both happen in those breathless intervals at the top of our hill. So kind of mind up around that. Change your hand position just a little bit and just relax your hands on the handlebars. If there's a lot of weight in your hands, lift a little taller through the spine, push a little harder through the pedals. This is easy intensity. We're starting our way up. We'll work through the ranges, moderate, hard, and then breathless, and we'll come back again. Make sure to keep a nice little bend in your elbows. Try not to lock out. That forces strain up here into your shoulders and your neck. And heaven knows we have enough of that already. Neck strain. So loose, easy. So cruising up to a little bit more speed, just slightly faster than 80 RPMs. Add a little bit of resistance. Let's start to find moderate intensity, which is not challenging. It's still our warm-up, but it's warmer. How about that? Check in with your shoulders. Notice if you have a tendency to pull your shoulders way up by your ears like this, and then just see if you can do a little bit less of that. Shoulder blades down your back and loose, like loose and relaxed. We've got plenty of tension up there. We do not need more, do we? Start to breathe a little more through your nose. So inhale through your nose, exhale out of your mouth. And you can make that loud noise like I did, especially at the beginning where maybe you're coming from work or your busy day and you're just kind of holding some stress. Let's just exhale like a sigh. Might even be like that, like, it could be a growl or even a scream, depending on how much you have to get rid of. And we're about to find out what we don't know today. The danger is, do you want to know? And whenever we don't want to know, that's self-chosen ignorance. We don't want to go there. Let's find out. Let's learn something that we didn't already know. Feel your chest pressing forward just a little bit. Feel your shoulder blades pulling onto your back. And breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Get that breath going in this steady cycle. You're filling up, you're emptying out. As you inhale, can you feel your lungs inflating like a balloon? It should feel like they're pressing out into the confines of your rib cage. Like breathe that deep. And on the exhale, they soften, they constrict, they pull in, and it's like they just rest easy inside of your ribs. Try a few of those. Breathe into your whole rib cage. Balloons expanding, and then exhale, hug in. Relax, soften. Do a couple more of those. Filling up, expanding ribs, and then squeezing in, softening down. Loosen up your neck. Stretch it out. Keep your legs going. Let's sit up and grab some water. Hydration, baby. If you have a stage timer, will you do me a favor and hit it now? Slow your legs down. 60 RPMs. Guess what? Stage 1 starts now. And our stages start hard and they go to breathless. We've done the easy, we've done the moderate, we're hard now. We're going into hard zone. Your feet, feeling the pedals. Now I want you to still feel that rib cage breath. Lungs pushing out into your ribs and then softening in. The navel hugs to the spine. This is an 8-minute hill. 4 minutes seated, 4 minutes standing. You can choose to alter the position if you like. What I ask is that you stay with me at cadence. That's what I'm going to ask you today, is that you keep your pedals turning at the same pace as mine, 60 RPMs. If you have RPM readings on your bike, great. If not, just watch my legs every once in a while, or just listen to the beat of the music. We will always be with the music until we get to those intervals. Reach down, add a touch more resistance. Make it feel challenging to your legs. Notice the tendency to round your back. And I'd like you to do a little less of that today. So lifting up through the crown of your head, feel your navel hugging in and your abs getting longer. Like there's a zipper in front of you and it's just lengthening, lifting to make your spine even longer. You could reach a hand back and feel that there's an inward curve in your low back. Do that rib cage breath. Whenever you forget about it, just come back to it again.
Hey boy, move a little closer.
Feel your sitting bones kind of wiggling back, right on the back. That widest part of the saddle, that's where you want those sit bones, friends. The pelvic floor is lifted. Those are core muscles. Lift up from underneath. Support yourself. And if you don't know what that means, just try kind of dumping your whole pelvis down into the saddle. That does not feel good. So lift in and up. All right, I'm getting warm now. How about you? Starting to feel the hard work. We are just about halfway up this hill. Second song, we'll go a tiny bit faster, 65. Let's try to keep the same resistance. Switch your lead leg. So if you always push down on the strongest leg first, switch that up. So I know my left leg is a little weaker than my right. So I'm going to emphasize that leg on this set. Take some deep breaths. Shoulders relaxed. Elbows relaxed. Hands relaxed. Spine tall, you're lifting up away from the saddle, even though you're still sitting. Reach up, come to stand. Now, even though the saddle's not there, pretend it is. So your sitting bones would still be feeling the back of the saddle. The pelvic floor is still lifted. Everything is the same. Good job, you guys. Have a seat. Keep that resistance right where it is. Now, let's talk about what's ahead of us. Breathless intervals. We're gonna go 30-30. 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. And you have 6 opportunities to do that. 6 opportunities. Come up. Relax your back. Relax your chest. Loosen up, upper body nice and loose. No stress here. Just exercise. Just work. If you can see your heart rate, just take a look. How's your heart rate when you are perceiving hard work? Come back to the saddle. All right, if you do have a stage timer, as we come to the top of this stage, you're gonna look at your distance. You're gonna look at how far you traveled in this 8-minute hill climb. We'll come back to that on our second hill. And we'll just see if, we'll just gauge our progress. See if we can do the same or a little better. Take deep breaths. All right, so we roll over 8 minutes. Go ahead and stop that stage timer right there. And we're gonna start it again so that if you're on one of these bikes, your numbers moved over to the left and you'll be able to still see how far you went. All right. Get ready. Turn it on. 30 seconds. Let's go. Now, I'm not really giving you any goals. I'm saying let's go, which means you accelerate, you work harder. You go to breathless. This is dress rehearsal. All right. Take it easy for 30 seconds. Breathe deep, in and out. All right, so that was practice. We're gonna do that 5 more times. I'm gonna give you a little bit more focus now. A little more something to work on. So if you can see your heart rate, if you're wearing a device or a console that shows you heart rate, in 30 seconds, we're gonna try to drive that heart rate up. So ready? Turn it on. Let's go. Heart rate push. Hearts take a minute to react to a new load. So it might be a little slow, a little behind you, but we're trying to push that heart rate. Feel it in your chest. If you can't see it on a number, feel it in your chest. And back down we go. Ooh, yeah. So this song has us hovering at about 65 RPMs. On those pushes, you're trying for 80 to 90, because you should have good resistance on the wheel, right? All right, we got 2 done. Ready? Number 3 happens now. Try that. See if you can get up into that 80 to 90 RPMs, even with your hard resistance on the wheel. Trying for RPMs. Hold on. Hold on. This should be really challenging. 3, 2, 1. Drop resistance. Come to easy. You got 30 seconds. So you can drink. You can stretch it out. Fun stuff, huh? 3 down. 3 to go. All right. Give me a little more resistance and go. 80 to 90 RPMs. You might close your eyes and just touch base with what this feels like to be working to breathless like this. Be challenging yourself outside of your comfort zone. And down. All right. Now, we have 2 more and I have a real challenge for you now. This recovery comes after these 2. I want you to work as hard as you can, plus 10%. So harder even than you think you can. Are you ready? Let's add resistance and go. Your hardest. Eyes are closed. You can't see numbers. I want you to go by how you feel. Your absolute hardest. Power. Force on the pedals. Breath in the lungs, even though it's hard. What's your best? What is your hardest? Come on. Come on. 10% more than that. This is only what you think you can do. And down. All right, so let's go take a look at what we just did. If you happen to have average and max, I am certain that that was your maximum. So you should be able to see what you just did. And then of course, you know that if you did that, you can do one better, can't you? One number better? Let's find out. Last chance. 30 seconds. Here we go. So now you can keep your eyes open because you have a goal and you're trying to beat that goal. When you beat it, keep working your hardest. Just be proud of yourself. Recovery comes next, friends. What we don't know, right? Take it down. Whew. Okay. You have earned a nice long recovery. If you feel like you need to stand to shake things out, you're welcome to. Drop your resistance way low. You can slow your legs. Towel off. Drink up. Oh yeah. Whew. My goodness, that was really fun. Super fun. All right, friends. Recovery. You can pedal anywhere from 60 to 100 RPMs. As long as it feels easy to your body. We're flushing out the legs. We've crossed the halfway point of this ride. First stage is done. Second stage is a little bit shorter. And maybe harder, of course. So, what don't you know? Let's come over the other way. What do you know? I know a lot about teaching indoor cycling. I know a lot about cycling in general. I definitely don't know everything, but that is something that's in my comfort zone, in my world of what I know how to teach indoor cycling. I don't know what it's like to ride in the Tour de France. I don't know how to speak French. I don't know how to fly an airplane. I don't know how to be a mother to girls because I have boys. So those fall in my category of things that I know that I don't know. I know what I know, and I know what I don't know. But the other 99.9% of knowledge is what I don't know that I don't know. I don't even know that I don't know it. And it's sad because I/we tend to bumble through life thinking we know it all. So this ride is an example of giving ourselves permission to say, I don't know. The wisdom of saying, I don't know. The power in saying, I don't know. Because of course that opens up possibilities. If you don't know, there's a possibility of knowing. If you know, the door's shut, you already know. Right? So I'm gonna give you another opportunity to question, to challenge what you think you know about yourself. What we know is limited because we only know the limits of how far we've gone, right? So that's inside that maybe, I don't know, 0.5% of all there is to experience and know. What do you say? Should we get outside of it? All right, folks, let's do it. Let's go to stage 2. Add resistance to your will. Slow to 65 RPMs. And I'm gonna switch into FTP mode. So now I'm gonna start watching my power. And I'll try and coach you to watch yours, whether you have measurement or not. Power is measured in watts, very much like the light bulbs that are lighting up this room. So if you're working at 100 watts, you literally could power your reading light bulb in the lamp next to your bed. You could put a little generator on this bike and you could just generate enough power to light up your room. So it's an interesting comparison. Am I working hard enough to light up a little Christmas tree light bulb, a reading light, or studio lighting? So right now, what I'd like you to do is add resistance. And I want you to imagine that you need to work a little bit harder in order for the music to get louder and the lights to get brighter. Just imagine that. You are fueling the electricity in your space. Now, if you haven't touched your stage timer, you are seeing a distance there on your left of how far you went on hill number 1. So we need to at least do that. But it would be cool to beat it by a little bit, wouldn't it? I think so. Breathe deep. So let's keep the resistance, or let's keep the legs pedaling at 65, but give me a little more resistance. Give me a little more on that wheel, a little more power, a few more watts. So in the FTP mode, that means I'm watching my functional threshold power. That's me working at my best for 20 minutes. What's the best wattage you can hold for 20 minutes? I have a YouTube video that you can jump back several and do the FTP test with me, and that will tell you your FTP, and then you can calculate percentages from that. So if you have the right resistance on, I'm telling you, your legs are feeling this right now. Feels like hard effort. It feels challenging, like you actually have to pull breath into you. It's not easy to breathe. You're not breathless, but you have to be conscious of getting enough breath, oxygen into your body. I think it's time for a little out of saddle time, don't you think? We'll keep the resistance just where it is. We'll keep our cadence right where it is. We'll just give ourselves a little bit of weight over the pedals. Hands come forward. Go ahead and stand. Walk it out. Wiggle your toes. Try not to scrunch up your toes inside of your shoes. Abs in tight. Tailbone points back. So you're starting to notice a correlation to those watts, your FTP, your heart rate, and how you feel. Call that perceived exertion. And I think of all the things, that's what you really want to get to know, is that perceived exertion. How does it feel at easy? Have a seat. How does it feel at moderate? How does it feel hard? And how does it feel at breathless? One thing you can look for is when you start to take all that tension back in your body. When you start to grip the handlebars too tight, or clench your elbows or pull your shoulders up. So go back to that loose upper body and let your legs do their thing. They're strong. I guess I better tell you what's ahead, huh? This is our second opportunity to go breathless. We'll ease in at 65 RPMs. And this time we have 3 chances to go breathless. Just 3, not 6. So I'll ask you to push up to 80 or 90 RPMs. These are longer. The first one is 60 seconds. It's twice as long as what we did before. Then 75 and 75. I know, that sounds brutal, but we get recovery afterwards, okay? So just 3 times. The problem is we only have 45 seconds off in between those. So the work is longer than the recovery. I don't expect you to beat your max this time. I just expect you to hold on and do your best. A little better than what you think your best is, okay? So set it all up. Find those 6 points of contact with your bike. Sit light, hold light, pedal light. And did you reach your goal? All right, we're 65 RPMs. 60 seconds coming up. Ready, set, resistance on. Speed up your legs. Close your eyes. Now, while we're doing this, I want you to think of what's possible outside of your current possibility lenses. How much money do you think you can make this year? I want you to add 10% to that number. Just add 10% to that number because you hold yourself back. We all do. We only believe what we've seen. We don't believe what's possible because we don't know. Come on, stay up here with me. 4, 3, 2, my friends. 1, taper off for 45 seconds. Whew. Okay. Woo, it's hot in here. Let me get some AC in my studio. Coming up on 75 seconds. 1 minute 15. We're not looking at numbers. We're not trying for a challenge. We're just doing your best plus 10%. A little harder than you think you can. Resistance is on. Legs are going. Let's do it. Don't hold yourself back just because you haven't seen it before. What is the best physical shape you are capable of at this point in your life? Not where you were, not the magazine. What are you capable of? What physicality can you achieve this year? Now, whatever that image is, I want you to improve it by 10% in some way. Faster, stronger, leaner, more healthy. Improve that picture in some way by 10% because you just haven't seen it, so you can't believe it. Come on, keep it up. You've got 15 seconds, friends. And down. Take a quick break. You got 45 seconds to regroup. You only have one more of those. One more. That's it. Oxygen to your muscles. 75 seconds. That's a long time. We're right up at that threshold. You don't have to go anaerobic, breathless. You're just doing your absolute best plus 10%. Set your 6 points of contact. Take a deep breath in, feel your rib cage. Exhale. Let's go. Resistance comes on, legs gain speed. Close your eyes. Breathe. Go a little bit harder. And you can do that by pedaling faster or adding a touch of gear. Make this harder for yourself. All right, I want you to bring to mind an important relationship in your life, an important person in your life. What is your best dream for that relationship? Not where it was, what's possible. And then improve that vision in some way. Communication, trust, time, experience, intimacy, laughter, common goals. What's one area that can shine a little brighter in that relationship? Slow down, lower resistance. You made it. Keep enough resistance on that you can feel force, but not hard force. If you feel something in the pedals. If you're up for it, stand with me, walk it out here. Take a little walk. Nice. Oh yeah. Drop it back and shake out your hands. Roll your shoulders. Let's take an easy little recovery right here. Here comes down, legs speed up a little. Head out on a flat road and cool it down. All right, okay, easy. Pedals are easy, body is easy, breath is easy. You're on a flat road. Close your eyes. Choose your pace. Legs can be 60 to 100. You're on a bike outside on a long stretch of highway with no cars, no traffic, no people. It's an early morning, so there's a cool breeze on your skin. It's not hot. It is perfect riding temperature. And on this road, as you look ahead, you see your life stretched out in front of you. Whatever day you're doing this ride, I want you to imagine that this road stretches out from now till the end of this current year. So as I record this, it's early June. So there are 7 months between now and the end of this year. On the road ahead of you, if you choose, can be exactly what's been on the road behind you. More of the same. Some challenges, some celebrations, some, business as usual. You know by now what it's like to be you and live your life. The road ahead can be worse than what it's been because life sometimes does that. But I'd like to offer a vision that on the road ahead of you and the remainder of this year lies possibility in your world of finance, your world of physical health, and your world of relationships. And there are prizes there that you can't imagine because you haven't experienced them before, but they are there. Just take this moment and feel yourself riding towards something that's possible. You don't know what you don't know. But you're opening yourself to possibility. Slow your legs, drop your resistance, sit tall, shrug your shoulders up by your ears, and then just let them fall back and down. Do that 2 more times. Tighten up, squeeze, and lower, and then squeeze and lower. Take your feet out of their cages. Step off to one side of your bike. If you have time for longer stretching, please take it. Otherwise, do a quick side-to-side motion. We've been doing lots of forward motion. Stretch out through the sides. Bring your hands to your hips, pull your elbows and shoulders back, lift and breathe here. The wisest words are I don't know, and the most ignorant words are I don't want to know. So I wish you a beautiful road ahead, open with all kinds of possibilities. Have an amazing ride. See you next time.